All right, so we're all set now. I don't see any concerns. I guess we're all good. All right, pay attention. I'm going to go a bit fast, but you will have the recording to refer back to later. So I'm going to make a new file, and in your case, this is part of your work, right? Like this project is worth whatever it is, 20% or something, your final mark. So you need to do a bit of the work yourself, and part of your work is you have to figure out how to organize the content in your presentation. Well, you would have had to have done that with PowerPoint or Word anyway. This is actually easier because it gives you a high-level graphical overview of what you're doing. So I'm going to make a new file. And again, you guys might have new files for marketing plan, core value proposition, unique marketing proposition, pricing strategy, work breakdown structure, use cases, traceability matrix. Then you say, but Peter, how do I get a traceability matrix into LaTeX? Well, you can actually generate diagrams and tables in LaTeX, and you can go and Google and download the code and just change it. You could do that, and I've seen students do it. You could also just use PowerPoint or your favorite graphical design tool, or find some drawing tool on the internet somewhere, some website. Once you get it going looking good, then you can just screenshot it, right, with Snagit or with ScreenCap or whatever they call it on Macintosh, or download a free trial version of TechSmith. Just draw it on a piece of paper, take a picture with your cell phone, and upload that picture and include that. Anything that gets you an image is good, right? You know many ways to do that. So just use any of the ways you know. All right, let's go on. Sorry, I just had to clean my glasses. There was like some thumbprint or something in the middle of them. All right. So here I'm going to call it general design notes. Actually, can I share my entire overleaf project with you? I don't think I can. And to be honest, it wouldn't help anything because it's just like 10 seconds to reset this. So yeah, let's keep things simple, I think. So we'll call it general design notes. And here I'm going to state these are some general comments to help you out. You can, oh, actually, I changed my name here, general design notes. These are some general comments to help you out. You're free to use them or not. Some ideas to help you out that you may choose to use. I don't know how to say this. That you are free to use if you like. You may choose to use. Now I'm going to make another file because, guys, here's why LaTeX is strong. Because if I'm in PowerPoint, I have to make up my content as I'm going along. PowerPoint does not give you a way to sort of create an outline and then go and fill in the blanks later on. Now, why I love my mind mapping tool, Mind Manager, it also gives me the same ability. And that's good for some things, and this is good for some things. But now I also want to have, I just remembered I want to have another thing here, which is what you must do, or let's call it student checklist. So these are all the things you look at it at the end, right? Mr. Jaspreet, I think, was asking at the beginning. He said, Peter, tell us exactly what to hand in. Okay, Jaspreet, this is for you. You look at this checklist, bang, 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 bang. Yeah, I did all 10 things. I'm good, hand it in, go and I don't know, get a milkshake or something to relax. So student hand-in checklist, let's call it. And I haven't filled those things out yet, but at least I've reminded myself. So here we'll call it, this is a checklist of items to complete to make sure you've done all the work. This is your checklist to ensure your work is complete. And you probably know now, since it's a checklist, I'm going to use an itemized list. How do I use an itemized list? Well, I could go and Google, right? There's tons of stuff. LaTeX was invented by people like me. People whose idea of a fun way to spend a Friday night is to write a new programming language. There is tons of stuff on the internet, on YouTube, and on lynda.com. You can take courses, and you should do that. But you could just Google, how do I make an itemized list in LaTeX? It'll give you code. You can copy and paste it. But we're here in Overleaf, which is a nice editor, so it'll give us keyword completion, right? Sort of like Visual Studio Code helps us out. So I'll type slash begin, and I want to do a kind of beginning called an enumerate. See, that's why I started getting into this for my math courses. You can do equations, graphs, charts. Freaking amazing. Honestly, it makes my hair stand up. It's, the hair on the back of my neck, let's say. So anyway, I'll go with this, and I'll make your checklist now. So what did we say we wanted? Well, let's go and refresh ourselves. Let's go and look at our mind manager. Half an hour, that should do it, I guess. So there's all the stuff associated with our milestone 1. And then milestone 2 will be coming up later. Now you see here, we want a traceability matrix here as well. Competitive analysis, use cases. Okay, guys, I'm just going to change it around a little bit because because I think maybe I'm going a bit too fast, right? Because I'm not sure if I really have time to do traceability matrix properly. So in my plan before, I had traceability matrix and milestone 2. So I think I'm going to leave it there, right? This is milestone 1. We should specify our use cases. And I will have a couple of minutes to go give you a couple of samples. And we did about 1 hour of work on use cases. So yeah, I'm pretty okay with that. I don't have a concern with use cases and competitive analysis we talked about, and I gave you some training videos to watch, and we did an example in the last few days. So yeah, I'm okay with that. I think you can handle that. That's not too much. And template, we're actually doing this right now in LaTeX. We're making that thing right now. And monetization technique, a number of you have been asking me about it in the comments, and you already have your Google site up and running. Because my little bit of a concern right now is I don't really think I have enough time to properly tell you about traceability matrix and test cases, and I don't want to make us feel stressed, right? I mean, I can go through it bang, bang, bang like a machine gun, but I don't have a sense of happy. I don't feel happy that you're going to be absorbing it totally. So let's do the following. Let's make sure, even though I've already told it to you here, you see how I'm doing this? Like, now I'm doing the job of a project manager. This is why how project managers use graphical tools to change different deliverables between different phases. I'm doing this in front of you for a reason, because you're going to have the same modality of thinking as you're figuring out which parts of your app project to put in which phases of your plan, of your work breakdown structure deliverables. You may not have a tool like this, although I think if you Google search, I think there's tons of mind mapping tools out there. A lot of them are free. Maybe it's not quite as, the latest and the best like this one, but if you like to use it, it's fine. Or you can just do this in LaTeX. So here I have milestone 1. So use cases, competitive analysis, monetization technique, and Google website. You already had that, right? That was, I'll include that again, but I think all of you already did that in your project planning document. So here I have 4 things, and I'm happy with these. Let me just go and check my Excel sheet to make sure there was nothing there I forgot about. Well, that's a traceability matrix. That's not the Excel sheet I wanted. Where's the Excel sheet I want? Somebody took my Excel sheet. Oh, yeah, it's up there. So guys, exactly what I'm doing right now, I'm actually using a format of teaching called modeling. It's when the instructor does a simulation of the work the student is expected to see, and you can kind of maybe pick up some little things, right? Because you have the same problem I have. My problem is how to factor your deliverables into the phases of the project called this class, right? Project plan document, milestone 1, milestone 2, final deliverable. You have a very similar problem. Your problem is to factor your deliverables across the various delivery phases of your work breakdown structure. So the same way I'm showing you how I can move things here and there, forward and backward, you're going to be doing the same thing, I think. So here, the notes I captured to myself in milestone 1, competitive analysis and monetization plan. And yeah, I know some of you did this in your project planning doc. That's fine. Just do it again. No, it's not going to hurt you. Create numerous small files in Overleaf, and then use the include statement to assemble them, like sewing the little pieces of cloth together to make a blanket, using your include statement. Once you get into the habit of doing this, what I found students have told me, once they get the thing of using LaTeX, they cannot go back to Word or PowerPoint. It's too much of a step down. And I'll show you on Monday how you can generate PowerPoint out of your LaTeX as well. All right, so I'm good so far. I have competitive analysis and I have monetization. Refining use cases. All right, so test cases I've already decided. Test cases and traceability matrix. We're going to move that to milestone 2. And we're going to do it a little bit more slowly, and we're going to make sure everybody is totally confident, because I think if I rush through it right now, I would not feel confident that I had done a completely good job as I should have done to get it across. And we still have time, right? We have enough time to do that. So yeah, because the test cases actually fall out of they're like a sub thing out of your traceability matrix. So I want refined test cases, competitive analysis, and monetization plan. Competitive analysis, monetization plan, and okay, so I'm good. So now this has been consumed, right? I've sucked all of the value out of this. I'm going to close it to put it away. This is now the Bible. This is called my project Bible. This is the truth. This is the completely accurate picture of our project. If I were doing a project for a company, I would get the graphic department to print this up as a big wall poster size thing, and we would have a room called the war room or the project room, and this would be in the center, and everybody would have optics on it to see it. So now let's go ahead, and now that we're not doing, we're going to be pushing off the traceability matrix till Monday. Now I don't have any more concerns. We're going to have enough time to do this. So I'm going to give you a template, and you just take it, and that'll be kind of your blueprint for. And I think Jaspreet and other people who are concerned to know what they're supposed to do, I'll just do this. All right, so now I'm going to go through this one at a time. So Yeah, so I'm just going to mention these here. So let's go back to overleaf. So we're going to say are our, so your team is asking yourself, are our use cases upgraded and complete in terms of describing all the execution paths that our product is going to do. And then we'll say remember to look for actors with goals and write out what their work steps are. So that's use cases. So competitive analysis. So that's another item. Whoops, what's wrong with work steps? Maybe there's a space there. Competitive analysis. And you can use any methodology you like. I gave you an Excel sheet, so you can say you could use, not that you have to, you could use the provided Excel sheet as a template. Or you, and I gave you, by the way, in that link to Dropbox I gave you the other day, there were several PDFs with templates, and there were 2 videos where the guy talks through it very detailed how to do a competitive analysis, and that's your work. So any way your team chooses to take it on or do it, just go and do it. But I think a good hand-in would be maybe in LaTeX, you could, or if you want to do it in Excel and just suck it in, or some of you may want to go and find out how to set up a table in LaTeX. It's not hard, I just don't have time, but the code is there. You can just copy and paste the code. You could use the provided Excel sheet or any format which shows your product's features and capabilities, or plan, because you haven't actually done it yet, what you're planning that you're going to need to do to make it a good product. Plan, features, and capabilities. Keywords, strengths, weaknesses, intended audience. Go-to-market channels, right? How are they leveraging or integrating with existing or new marketing endeavors? Go-to-market channels. Are they buying ads? Are they getting big keyword? Are they getting big internet YouTube influencers like Peter Sigurdson to give them call outs? No, unfortunately, I'm not a big influencer. Maybe in the future, but not now. Go-to-market channels. So competitive analysis, you could use the provided Excel sheet or any format which shows maybe in some sort of a tabular format, in a tabular, you know, like a table type of thing. Student handed. Now watch here. I'm going to go back to main and I'm going to show you how do I integrate my student check-in, hand-in checklist. How do I get that to show up here? So under team details, I'm going to say slash, and remember I'm recording all of this, so I'll kick up the recording as well. So I'll say slash include, and then curly brackets because it's an attribute, right? Just like in in JSON, the attributes are provided in curly brackets. So we'll just, if you start typing, it'll give you completion. So there's the top one, student hand-in checklist. And now I'll also show you how to get an image there. So image, 2 steps. Number 1, you upload the image. Number 2, you include the image. Yeah, so here I'm going to upload an image. I'll go to that little upload arrow and I'll say select from computer. For right now, I'll just grab an image at random. And you see that image is now called teampeanut.png. That's an image. So I go here to my file and I say slash, whoops, wrong panel, slash include graphics, and then I put the name of my file. So my file here is Team Peanut, and it should give me auto completion on it. Oh yeah, Team Peanut. And then I can try generating that, so I'll say recompile. Now you see Peanut's image there is way too, actually that's not Peanut. I couldn't find a picture of Peanut, it's another Bichon. But you see how the image is so bad, it's big, it's running off the thing. So I can have a thing here, a factor called scale. So I can say scale equals 0.2, for example, and that'll like make it 20% of its original size. Yeah, so that's an example. I just only put that there as an example. If you want to have a picture of a dog, go for it. Nobody's stopping you. So that's how we include images, and that's our student hand-in checklist. Is there anything that I've forgotten? Now that's the question you're asking yourself, right? That's what I asked myself when I put together a lesson plan. Okay, Peter, it sounds great. What did you forget? Well, I have use cases. I have competitive analysis. I think there's a couple more. Monetization strategy. Monetization strategy. So what is our monetization strategy? Free, premium, subscription, in-app upgrade, advertising. Pricing, actually I think they call it pricing strategy in the course outline. Strategy, so make sure you address that. Just go to the that material that I gave to you, right, on the Dropbox link. And if you're really desiring to get more into it, there's a lot on the internet, but time is valuable as well, right? You could spend several hours running all over the internet looking for stuff, or you could just buy the book, which I'm using, Monetizing and Marketing Mobile Apps. I gave you the link to it in the PowerPoint. Honestly, for $10, I think probably your time is worth more. So just read that book if you want good information there. All right, so we have pricing strategy addressed. And now some of this stuff is stuff you have probably included before, but it's not actually going to hurt you to include it again. So you're going to give me the link to your Google website in team details, I think. So that's website. And then stuff you probably, I guess, hopefully did in your project plan, your project charter, right? Who was on your team? Well, we already have the introduction to team. concept and idea, right? That's a good thing to keep coming back to. So I have an idea with our last, whatever, 10 minutes of class. Yeah, I'll upload that at the end. So let's put it in our team details page. And I'll just put a placeholder here for reminding you to go and fill in the details by yourself. So I'll say section, our vision and concept. And then once again, I'm just going to put several points as reminders for you to go and fill it out. So I'll say begin. And I want to do actually, can I do let's see what I'm going to do here. Oh, you could do abstract. That would be a nice thing here. So let's do this as abstract, sort of like at the beginning of a scientific paper or something, where they give you an overview of what they're talking about, and it just makes it come out looking nice. So our app, and I'll talk about mine right now, me and Peanut. I guess he's my co-developer. He's helping me out with encouragement. Our vision, our app is called My Technology Tutor, right? So you fill in the own words for yourself. Guys, you're going to think this is a joke. You're really not going to believe me. I have had students hand me in stuff, which is exactly what I gave them. Like, they didn't get the concept that the template is something you're supposed to change, right? They gave me back my exact project plan. I gave them 0. I felt badly about it, but I had to. So you're supposed to change this part, right? You get that. Our app is called My Technology Tutor. The vision is to empower, enable, and help, assist people desiring to increase their technology skills by using odd moments of time during the day, if they have 5 or 10 minutes, to take a lesson or two in Python, database, or web technology. See, right now I'm just thinking about content. I'm not thinking about formatting. I'm not wondering if it's going to flow out of the box of my PowerPoint, right? I'm not thinking about how is this going to look in a Word document. All I'm thinking about is creatively what I want to say. And once you realize that, it's very freeing. That's why it's very empowering to use LaTeX. You can use sub-item as well, like to get, it makes it look nice, like in a book or something. Freemium model. Users will get free access because I'm a nice person. I want to help people learn technology, right? Maybe they just don't have a lot of money. We'll get free access to 40% of the content. Actually, if you use the percentage sign, that has a certain special meaning in terms of the string tokenization of LaTeX. So I think you have to use a backslash in that case to dereference it. If you work with Python, it's the same thing, right? So why am I putting a backslash? Because I don't want the percentage sign to be treated as a command parser. Users will get free access to 40% of the content. To unlock the remaining lessons, access to video like in the cloud and YouTube video lessons, as well as hear Peter tell his jokes. Guys, sorry, I'm ready to pull the trigger and get my technology tutor going. I just need to do some marketing research here. I just want to ask you guys to quickly help me out. Just for me, right? It's not for the class, but it's important to me. How much would you pay a month in this app to be able to like tune in at any point and hear me telling my jokes? How much are my jokes worth per month on a subscription basis? Just be honest. Just jump in there. We don't have much time, so everybody quickly go in and say a number. 25 cents. Thank you for your honesty. That sounds like something Harpreet would have said, but who knows. $10. Yeah, that's good. All right, so between 25 cents and $10. Well, I at least know one student who's going to get a low mark, and I know one student who's going to get a high mark. So that was what I wanted to find out. Because we always say that correct answers have desirable consequences. All right, good. It's anonymous. I don't really know. It's okay. Now, so let me just finish here. I have a bunch. I'm really glad I took the traceability matrix out, because then we can just have all day on Monday to work on that, and we can put it into Milestone too. And guys, do you get how much easier this is going to make? Because now everything you're doing. So I suggest go back and take whatever you did from your project planning document, just copy and paste the content over to here, put it in little files, and then in your main file, you just go and do all of your includes. You include subfiles and you include images. If you want to go and learn how to do tables, if anybody asks me, I'll send you some sample code. I just don't have time right now. But I want to go back here. This is our project plan, right? This is our vision. If you want to know about project management, I would say that is my vision plan for this class, right? So I've gotten in my student hand-in checklist, competitive analysis, pricing strategy, Google website details. Well, you've already given me the URL to your Google website. Really, I don't need to know anything else. That's fine. So on your main page here, on your title page, which I'm calling team details, you're giving me your concept, your abstract, and you're giving me your URLs for Google site and GitHub. And remember here, I'll make a little comment. I'll say, remember, when you're ready to go live, your Google site will be the marketing site for your app. You can take away things like your vision document and your work breakdown structure. Your users don't need to see that, but maybe you can have like videos, how to use the product or stuff like that. Your Google site website will become the marketing website for your app. You can go to GoDaddy.com or any other registrar. They're all good. I just know about GoDaddy because it's the one I've always used. To buy a URL, or you subscription, right? You buy it per year, you subscribe per year, usually like $4 to $5 a year for a URL. And redirect it and point and set up the DNS to point to your Google Sites URL. Nice. Just to break out the line there, I'll put that in. I could also put a new page if I wanted this stuff to factor out onto a new page. All right, 5 minutes to go. I think we're okay. So did I get everything in there? That's my concern. Did I forget something? No, I have it all. I have monetization, competitive analysis, and updated use cases. That's all I really wanted. So there's my checklist. See, this is very easy once you spend 2 seconds to get yourself organized to it. So now let's roll this out. Let's see what me and Peanut have done here. So we're going to say compile. And we'll download it and look at it. If you get any error messages, just send me a screenshot of them, because they're probably just, some small thing here. You have included a package in your preamble. Oh, that was a mistake. All right, so line 16. Well, we're on Earl. All right, let's see what they're talking about. Oh, I see, sites.google.com. There's something wrong with that. Yeah, anyway, if you get any error messages, just send me the detail. I'll jump in there. You maybe like have it in GitHub, or just send me your GitHub URL and I'll jump in and fix it. So let me make sure your checklist is complete. So remember, the first page is just some comments to you, right? You can erase that out or something. And you want to have an introduction, and your team members, your vision and concept is important, and your checklist. Use cases, competitive analysis, pricing strategy. I think that's reasonable. I don't think it's too much, because I know you are going to spend a little bit of mental time and energy learning LaTeX, but that's going to pay off for you later. All I'm really asking you to do compared to last time is maybe add, some of you did add use cases, some of you didn't. So if you didn't, then bear in mind our conversation this morning and go in and give me descriptions of use cases. Actually, guys, we might run 1 or 2 minutes, and if you need to leave, it's 12:30, right? So I'll kick out the video, but if you can give me another 2 minutes, I'm just going to add something in here to your checklist. So here I'll say template for use cases. You can just copy, it's code, right? You just copy and paste it like HTML. And on Monday, I'll give you a template for your traceability matrix. So now I'll use my begin enumerate statement again. So state the actor, and I know it's hard, like what if I don't have an actor? Well, if you don't have an actor, you probably don't have a use case. Your user is probably the actor most of the time. Maybe you have a multi-user app like a tic-tac-toe game. Maybe you have some sort of a business process app, right? Maybe you're having an app for, at car parking lots at hotels or something. They have a valet who goes and parks your car. So maybe the valet is an actor, the driver is an actor, the concierge is an actor, right? Maybe if you have something like you're managing, like one of my students did in last term's course, he made something very good, which is to help employees at something like Walmart who are putting, they have to shelve, right? They have to take this product and put it on the shelves. So the shelving clerk, you could have several of them there, an actor. The manager is an actor, right? The clerk at the shipping receiving who's bringing the stuff in is an actor. But for right now, if you're doing a game, at least the player is going to be the actor, right? Just do the best you can. I won't be, just so long as you hand in something that's well formatted. even if it's not a perfectly good business analysis. I won't zing you in any marks, I promise. State the actor, their goal, right? So you understand how this helps you in terms of your product development roadmap, right? This is actually helping you to think when you're writing the code, what's going to be the algorithm of my code? We'll talk about that in the traceability matrix on Monday, but the algorithm of your code actually comes out of this. The actor, their goals, and their work steps, their scenario or work steps. Well, that's pretty much it, those three things. If you have any questions, let me know. I can make another video or something and address them. But many other students before you have done this, and they all did it just fine. So I think you'll be okay. Item. All right, let's see what that looks like. Compile. Oops. I think you have to select main.txt when you hit compile. All right, guys, it is now 12:30. Here's what I'm going to do. And if you want, you can actually hang around for a few minutes and watch me do it. Maybe it'll help you think. Maybe you'll get a question you want to ask. It's 12:30. If you need to leave to go and eat before your next class or something, I get that. But I'm going to upload all of this. I'm going to put my LaTeX into a GitHub, and you're free to study it. You're free to actually just use it and then change the relevant parts. Or maybe you want the challenge of coming up with a new thing by yourself. And I'm going to upload, I'm going to post the updated PDFs. That's about it. I can't actually think of anything else to do. And I'm going to end this recording that I did and post the video. It may take a few minutes to a 40-minute video. That's going to be a while. It'll probably take 10 minutes.